So in high school, I was not at all a rebellious kid. I would say I didn't smoke or do drugs or anything like that. And anytime I broke the rules, I justified it because my parents, we had cross-cultural differences, so it was acceptable for my generation. Uh, but something that happened senior year is that I entered a very intense, what I would call, I suppose, a mooning phase. Uh, it was like somebody had turned the lights on for the first time, and I realized how funny and fun mooning was, right? Because like butts are funny, right? Everybody's got one. It's like, it's the common denominator for all of us. And I was doing it all the time, like to my friends. It was just a fun thing that I did, and they got, they benefited too in some ways. But I got really into it. And then senior year came around, and like, it doesn't feel like senior year until it's like the second half of the year, right? And all of a sudden you're just feeling really bold, and you're like, I'm an adult now. I'm gonna do some crazy things. And my school didn't have much of a tradition of like a senior prank kind of thing. It was a very big school, it was like 3,400 students. And I just didn't quite know what I could do. I wanted to do something fun, like go out on something big. I didn't have a great time in high school. And I decided right before graduation, I was thinking about how much I love mooning, uh, and how great of a year it had been after I discovered mooning. Uh, and I decided by myself, I don't know how it came to me, I decided that for graduation, under my gown, I would go naked, right? I didn't plan on burying myself to anybody, I just wanted to like, know. It was like a little thrill for me. Because the gown is actually pretty modest, right? You don't actually see anything, and nobody would see it. So it just felt like this great kind of thing to try out, and so I did it. And I planned it out because we were going to go to the senior all night party afterwards. So I had to bring some clothes and things like that, have like a small bag. And I told a couple people, just a couple people, and that was it. Nobody believed I was going to do it. And then it was just so easy, and I almost didn't, but I did. So I didn't put any clothes on, and I zipped up my gown. You can really feel that zipper all the way down. It's cold. It's real cold. And like you worry about getting caught, but everything getting caught. And so I did it, and I told a couple of my friends, and the guy I was dating at the time, some people asked all my friends, is she actually doing it? Is she actually doing it? And the guy I was dating at the time, my high school sweetheart, we dated for a long time, he verified for some people. Uh, some other people, I actually remember feeling so proud of myself how ingenious a method I had to show people. One of my friends came up, I'm like, all right, feel right here. And they felt it, just my back, and I'm like, and then feel right here. And they felt it, I'm like, no underwear, right? And they're like, wow, it's crazy. And it just kind of started to spread like wildfire. We were all just kind of milling about. So the thing is, I went to a very big high school. I had a graduating class of over 800 students, and I grew up in Minnesota. So we didn't actually get to be in the building before graduation. We all had to wait outside and file in one by one. And it was like 60 degrees out. And we had to wait in line. I remember waiting in line because I'm in the N section, so I'm in the second half of the alphabet. And I just remember being so cold, but so pleased with myself at the same time. Just thinking, this is so worth it. This is so worth it. It's gonna be worth it. And then people who were really excited to see me. They're like, "What? Yeah," as if I had thrown a touchdown or done something actually notable that required skill or knowledge. But it didn't. Just boldness. And for some reason, I was just feeling so good. I was freezing, but I knew my little secret, which is not so much of a secret anymore. And for some reason, I decided that I was gonna tell the principal when I shook his hand. That was what occurred to me. And as I mentioned, it was a school of 3,400 students. I had never spoken to the principal. I was never going to speak to him again. He was really well known throughout the school for having a catchphrase. So he was kind of the butt of a lot of jokes, and he would always end the announcements with, "Make it a great day," or not. The choice is yours. So he was just this kind of I wouldn't necessarily say inspirational figure, but this like he was this figure in my life. He's an adult, and I knew I wasn't gonna ever see him again. I was like, this is my moment. This is what my life has been leading up to at this point. And so I was waiting outside. I started telling people, and it started going around, and people were like, "You're not gonna do it. You're not gonna do it." I'm like, I don't know, maybe we will. And I remember sitting in the auditorium and being like, "This is it. This is it." And because there were 800 students, it was actually had two people shaking hands, and it was going back and forth, and I didn't know if I'd actually get the principal or get a school board member, which is like pretty good still. Um, and I finally got up to the side of the stage, and I saw that I was going to shake the principal's hand. I got real excited, and I didn't know if I was going to do it, and I noticed that it had spread word, and I went up, and this was so fast, and I shook his hand, and as I looked at him, I just go, "I'm naked under this." And he had no time to respond, so he goes, "Oh." And as I walked down the stage, because it was a huge class, we didn't have weighted grades. We had about 20 valedictorians, and they're all seated in the aisles as ushers, and they all raised their hands, and I just went down, high-fiving all the smart kids, and it felt so good. And I felt like a celebrity, and it was just amazing. And then I kind of actually forgot about it. And years later, I was working at a summer camp, and another counselor there, his mom had been on the school board. And I briefly mentioned that, and he was like, "That was you?" And it just goes to show that if you want to leave a lasting impression after high school, you don't need perfect grades. You don't need to set a state athletic record. You just need to go out in style. Thank you for listening.